The laughter rolled across the dusty training field like a ripple of thunder. A group of young U.S. Rangers, sharp in their modern gear, pointed and smirked as the old man stepped forward. He carried no sleek sniper rifle, no state-of-the-art optics. Instead, in his trembling hands rested a weapon from another century, a weathered M1 Garand, its wooden stock scarred by time and memory. They mocked under their breath, sure that what they were about to witness would be nothing but failure. But beneath the veteran's calm gaze, something stirred, a quiet fire that hadn't died since the days of Normandy. Before I tell you what happened next, tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I love knowing who's listening. The Rangers had been practicing long-range precision shooting, their rifles fitted with scopes that could pierce a mile of horizon. Targets shimmered in the distance, nearly invisible to the naked eye. And yet here was this man, standing among them with nothing but iron sights, a relic from World War II, and hands that shook slightly when he lifted the rifle. They whispered that he was wasting their time. They muttered that old men should watch, not shoot. But the veteran heard every word. He let their laughter roll over him, like the ocean waves he once fought through. Inside, though, his heart whispered another voice, a memory of brothers lost, of nights when only a rifle like this had stood between him and silence forever. His palms pressed against the cool wood, and suddenly, he wasn't an old man anymore. He was 20 years old again, crouched in the mud of France, eyes burning with determination. The air hung heavy as he took his place. Dust drifted through the golden sunlight, catching in the wind as the world seemed to hold its breath. The Rangers folded their arms, waiting for the spectacle of his failure. Yet one or two fell strangely silent, noticing the way his posture changed, the steadiness that returned as his cheek rested against the stock. He closed one eye, let the sights align. The target, a metal silhouette far beyond what most thought possible, shimmered in the heat. The old man's breathing slowed. In his mind, voices echoed, shouts of his sergeant, prayers of boys who never came home. The weight of history settled into his hands. Then he squeezed the trigger. The report cracked across the field, louder than any of the Rangers expected. For a moment, nothing. Then, a faint metallic clang drifted back on the wind. The target had been struck. The laughter died instantly. Silence fell, broken only by the echo fading into the horizon. But he didn't stop. He worked the rifle with practiced grace, each shot deliberate, each movement steady as if choreographed by decades of memory. Shot after shot rang out, and each time the sound of steel answering back cut through the stillness. The Rangers leaned forward, their pride turning slowly into awe. What they had dismissed as impossible became undeniable truth before their very eyes. When he lowered the rifle at last, his chest rose and fell with calm finality. The young soldiers, who had laughed now stood motionless, humbled not by force, but by proof. A few stepped forward, offering nods of respect. One even saluted, realizing that the man before them had carried burdens they could scarcely imagine. And in that moment, a moral weight settled on everyone watching. They had measured worth in technology, in youth, in modern power, but the shot reminded them of something deeper, that courage and discipline outlast every generation, and respect should never be withheld from those who came before. The veteran smiled faintly, his eyes distant, as though he were looking not at the target, but at faces long gone. The Rangers, once so sure of themselves, felt a quiet lesson etch itself into their hearts, because respect isn't about the weapon you hold, it's about the battles you've already fought. And as the sun dipped lower, casting long shadows across the field, the laughter that had once mocked him was replaced by something far greater, silence filled with reverence. Because courage doesn't rust, it lives waiting to be seen, and the rifle that once carried him through war had carried him, one last time, into honor. If this story moved you, share your thoughts below, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories like this one. Every comment, every share, keeps these voices alive, and I'd love to hear yours.